Hi Andrea, let's see what you did today with these new essays. The first one is the map. Okay. The two maps illustrate, without the S, the main changes which have taken place in an island after it was built for tourism. Okay. The island is approximately 200 meters long and it is surrounded by the sea. Moreover, it has a beach on the west. Let's see, does it? And it has pine trees dotted around it. The island was completely transformed with the construction of facilities for tourism. Okay. Most pine trees in the west and in the center of the island were cut down and replaced with new buildings. More specifically, two groups of apartments were built with a T. One on the west side, two groups of apartments, let's say. Okay. One in the west side and the other on the east side. Do you mean not apartments but accommodation? We don't know if these are apartments. They look like little homes to me. So I don't know if apartments is absolutely accurate. You could have just said accommodation buildings or buildings for accommodation or something. Between them, 3 hotels with an S were constructed. I also don't know if these are hotels. I thought that one of them is a mall and one of them is a hotel, and I don't remember what the other one is. I thought it said it somewhere. Okay. A vehicle path connects with an S these tourist facilities, while several footpaths run inside the island among the accommodation leading to the beach. Okay, fine. To the south of the hotels, a pier was added, allowing yachts to reach the island. The beach in the west coast still stands with an S, as it did before the advent of tourism, whilst an artificial lake stands in the east side. Okay, it's fine. Most of it's good. I have a question for you. Where is your overview? Is this it? Just because it's a map, remember, it still needs an overview. And I would like to see that really kind of clearly delineated here. Because look at this. You started getting into details here. And then, so there's not a clear overview. So how could you have somehow transformed this answer in order to have an overview? So the two main maps illustrate the main changes which have taken place in an island after it was built for tourism. You could have had something like this. Overall, clearly what? Clearly many changes, and basically from like a desolate island with few trees, the island was built in order to fully accommodate tourists as a vacation resort or something like this. Okay, but and I know what you're thinking. You're like, all right, Ellen, well, I already said that. I said it was built for tourism. I know. But still, I mean, your overview does really need to be clearly delineated. So I'm not saying say what was added, but you could just say that overall, from an empty island just with a few trees, it became construction took place, which allowed it to be used for multiple purposes by many tourists. Something like that would have been good, okay? Other than that, it was very nice. So let's take a look at your task 2. All right, so now let's take a look at task 2, green energy, security threat or wonderful for the environment. Let's see. The issue of finding new sources of energy other than fossil fuel has grown in importance over the last 30 years. Experts in global economy throughout both the developed and developing world have debated whether new renewable energies, solar, wave, tidal, geothermal, etc., are the new frontier or just a threat to energy self-sufficiency. Personally, I strongly agree that green energy leads to more advantages and disadvantages, both for the humankind and the environment. Assess will analyze both issues using examples from the Costa Rica government and from the U.S. Nuclear Energy Society. Sorry. Great, it's lovely, and I liked a lot of it, especially this about energy self-sufficiency. Okay, on the one hand, there is ample evidence that non-renewable energies are able to sustain the current global energy demand and guarantee energy security. The main reason behind that is twofold. Firstly, both fossil fuel and nuclear energy generate a high level of energy. All right, a little repetitive, but okay. Much more than what green energies can currently produce. Okay. Secondly, non-renewable energies do not depend on climate condition. They depend on human ability to extract and use them. Consistent with this line of thinking is a study promoted by the U.S. Nuclear Energy Society, which shows that just one nuclear power station can produce more energy than all the solar panels currently present in the U.S. territory. Therefore, it is conclusively clear that non-renewable energies we never use contractions, a threat for energy security. All right, why are we discussing this? That's not the point. That's not, you're off topic here, Andrea, because it's whether green energy is a threat to energy security, not whether non-renewable sources of energy are a threat or not. You're supposed to be analyzing only green energy. So maybe you're thinking, okay, well, what I mean here is that these energies do not threaten energy security. Therefore, we can assume that green energy does. But no, that's not what you were supposed to analyze here. You were supposed to analyze this idea that it is a threat to energy security and why people think that. So here I'm afraid you're off topic, okay? Even though it was beautifully written, it's not the way you're supposed to be developing this. All right, let's go to the next paragraph. On the other hand, although it is true that conventional energy sources can guarantee energy self-sufficiency, the potential of green energy cannot be understated. This is largely because renewable energy is the only option to preserve and protect the environment from catastrophic climate changes. Moreover, all right, why? I wanted a why here. Moreover, green energies are less expensive as there is not the need for importing them. In fact, every country has the potential to use some form of green energy. This viewpoint is echoed by the recent report by the Costa Rica government, which shows that 90% of the current national energy request is already sustained demand, I think. Energy demand is already sustained by renewable sources with a cost reduction by 30%. Thus, it is possible to state beyond doubt that green energies are not a futuristic dream, but a real option for global energy self-sufficiency. Okay. To conclude, based on the examples and arguments given, I firmly believe that if we want to keep our health and environment safe, we should progressively abandon non-renewable energy sources in favor of green energy. Okay. What about being better for the environment? This was where you really didn't develop it. And I wanted you to explain this a little bit more. The rest of the paragraph is fine. He talked about a cost reduction of 30%. So really for me, my biggest problem with this paragraph, with this essay is this. Like I said, it's off topic. So what you needed to do here obviously was talk about this idea of energy security and green energy. And then here you needed to spend time explaining why it reduced cost, okay, in the first part of the paragraph, and then why it's better for the environment in the second part of the paragraph. Your writing itself is very nice, but that for me is the issue here. Your task development, your topic development, or your task response. Okay. So Andrea, I don't know. Do you have any more essays with us? I hope so. I'd like to see more of your work. I'd like you to continue working with us so we can help you prepare for IELTS. I'm sure there are many options to continue doing that, signing up for more essay packets, for example. So I hope to see more of your essays, okay? Good luck to you, and keep on writing.